ニューヨークに場所を移し開催されたワールドシリーズ第3戦ですが、ドジャースがヤンキースを4対2で下し、ワールドシリーズ制覇、世界一に王手をかけました。第2戦での左肩の亜脱臼で出場が危ぶまれていた大谷翔平選手ですが、1番 DH で先発出場しました。とはいえ、スタメン発表から1人だけグラウンドコートを着込み、中から固定具が見えていましたね。注目された第1打席はストレートのフォアボールで出塁、直後にフリーマン選手のホームランで先制点に貢献しました。第2打席、4球目のカーブにこの日初めてフルスイングし空振り、中継を見ていた方ならわかると思いますが、ちょっと痛そうでした。結局この日は3打数ノーヒット、2四球と出塁はしましたが快音は聞かれませんでした。しかし、バットが触れないという雰囲気ではなさそうでしたので、明日の第4戦で1本快音が聞かれることを期待いたしましょう。試合後の現地放送局の様子、各選手監督のインタビューを翻訳してお届けいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーに関する現地放送局の様子を翻訳してお届けしております。お見逃しのないよう今のうちにチャンネル登録をお願いいたします。
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet. Dodgers, John Hartung alongside Nomar Garciaparra, Oral Hershiser. The 120th edition of the World Series. The Dodgers have taken a 3-0 series lead on the New York Yankees. Freddie Freeman started it off in that first inning with a 2-run shot, homering for the third straight game in this fall classic. And Walker Buehler, a guy we've talked about a lot in this postseason, Oral, lived up to his big game reputation tonight with those 5 scoreless innings. He gets the win, and now the Dodgers are 1 win away from their 8th World Series title.
They're firing on all cylinders. You look at the starting pitching, they're out pitching them. You look at the bullpen, they're out pitching them. You look at the offense, they're outscoring them. You look at the defense, they're out doing that. This has been just total domination, and needs to be domination for 1 more win.
Yeah, we talked about what's the key. Scoring early, right? Getting on the board, trying to take the crowd out of it. They did that. And then we always say, Walker Buehler, starting pitcher, they set the tone. He did that once again. I mean, this is what we've seen over the course of the series so far. They've been doing an excellent job staying within themselves, finding a way, not giving up, and I think really finding a way to keep the momentum on their side, and especially after, you know, that game 1. Yes, it was a comeback. Yes, it was momentous. Yes, the walk-off grand slam was incredible. But even after that, it's another thing to ride that high and then really kind of come down from that, but they have not done that. They have stayed focused. They have celebrated the moments just like they should celebrate today, and still know that there's 1 more and the job is not done.
And they had a good chunk of time off between the NLCS and this World Series. And boy, that time off, Nomar, it really seemed to do Freddie Freeman more than anybody else a lot of good, getting that ankle healthy. And tonight's, once again, he's the difference in this game for the 3rd game in a row.
A lot of times you worry about that time off because it can get guys rusty. And I think there may be a couple of guys on this team that are just off just a little bit, you know, on some pitches that they might say, gosh, I should be hitting that. But at the same time, what it did, it gave Freddie Freeman some time to really heal that ankle. We heard his post-game interview talking about that, you know, is it really the ankle feeling better or is it something else while you're swinging? He's like, no, the ankle feeling better, which allowed him to work on things. Yeah. And a guy who's so routine-oriented, who understands his swing so well, when you might be off just a little bit, the key is being able to go and work, able to get in the cage, take the swings you need to try to understand and get that feeling, or maybe that cue, as he said, that really just kind of reminds you of what you need to go out there and be successful. But he couldn't do that because the ankle was so much pain. There wasn't really that extra work that you could do. And then we also talk about how that's in the back of his mind. He was able to get the work. He was able to find the cues, able to get that confidence, and able to see that pay dividends in the postseason.
He's healed in 2 ways, right? You healed the ankle, you healed the swing, and he's going to heal himself right into a World Series MVP with 3 home runs. I mean, he doesn't even really need to play tomorrow if the Dodgers win. He's the MVP. So let's just keep going and get that last win. And hopefully Freddie continues to feel good and swing the bat that way. He's getting some contributions from other guys in the lineup to keep the pressure on, too.
Well, and that 2-run home run in the first inning, it gave Walker Buehler the lead. And you look at the rest of this game, Oral, and the Dodgers did a lot of things really well. Yes, they could have taken advantage of some more opportunities offensively, but starting pitching from Buehler was outstanding. The relievers were outstanding other than the 2-run home run there in the 9th inning that Michael Kopech gave up. And defensively, the play by Mookie Betts, the throw by Teoscar Hernandez as well.
Yeah, a play in right field with Mookie, that saves Walker. Walker had a couple defensive plays behind him that really kept his momentum. But you know what I loved about Walker Buehler? Yes, he gets the offense. Yes, he gets the defense. but he was confident on the mound. Even there were very few uncompetitive pitches out of his hand. He threw the ball very well. The only uncompetitive pitch of his whole repertoire that I saw was the slider. It was a little bit more ball out of hand, but if it was fastball, cutter, curveball, it was in the zone. He was behind it and confident, and he capitalized on getting that early offense.
Yeah, I thought this was the first time that we've seen since his second surgery of life on that fastball. I mean, he just had the life. We were talking about, yeah, everybody always wants to look at the radar gun. Everybody wants to see the velocity there. We talk about there is a big difference between velocity and life. And he had that life. It's that late life that he had on it where hitters think that it might be coming on them a lot quicker than they think, or it seems like it has another gear as it's getting closer. We saw that today. And you can see by the swings and misses. You can see by the late swings over there by the Yankees. So that was one for me from Walker Buehler. That was so good to see, and that confidence. And I think he recognized that he had that and felt it. So to be able to attack that and then also pitch off of that with his breaking ball. So that was great. Defense was key, because I thought when it came to this game, we saw a lot of momentum shifts or potential momentum shifts in this game. Yes, the Dodgers got on the board early, but when I look at that third and fourth inning, they scored in the third, but man, they had an opportunity to really tack on more runs and really kind of take the wind out of the Yankees' sail and that crowd, but they didn't, and they kept it close. And in the fourth inning, you get 2 runners on and not score another run to tack on and get more and to extend the lead. That was tough. And then the Yankees have an opportunity to come back and get the momentum. That throw by Teoscar Hernandez was huge, because I'm sure they were feeling pretty good about themselves with the bunt attempt, getting the outs, getting out of that inning, not giving up a run. But I'm telling you, that play right there, I think really was like, what else do we have to do? We got to go compete against the defense. That was key.
Defensive liabilities are exponential, because all of a sudden you don't get an out. That gives the other team a 4th out. You get the out, you're taking an out away from them of the 27 that you were trying to record. So, yeah, when you capitalize on your defense and the other team can't, and they give up that free 90 feet, it is really exponential in a game.
All right, so we talked about Freddie Freeman having a great night offensively. Kike Hernandez as well, at a couple of hits and a big RBI. Let's
Did it all.
You know, aside from the play and the momentum we're talking about, because they're thinking they're going to get on the board, keeping the score or keeping the difference by 3 runs is huge, and especially when you're called upon to the bullpen after that. You ask anybody coming in, and you're going, I have a 3-run lead to work with, and I'm coming into this game. If I'm starting off an inning, we always talk a boop and a blast to tie the game. You know, that's all it takes, and we especially know the thunder that the Yankees have in that lineup. But that 3 runs is a lot different, gives you a little more confidence, a feeling of, if I make a mistake, I'm still okay. So continue to go out there and attack the hitter. So that was that big of a play. Obviously from the momentum, taking the crowd out of it, but also helps the bullpen and guys coming in with that lead.
Yeah, the Yankees have gotten beaten to the pull side with fastballs in, breaking balls into the pull side. And when you think about that 3rd run that Nomar's talking about, that allows you to throw your breaking ball for a strike, because a breaking ball for a strike has a tendency to, the hitter's out in front and they get the head out, and it has a chance to be elevated and hit for a home run. But all of a sudden, that 3rd run, you can throw your breaking ball for a strike. You don't have to make sure it gets chased. It can be to Stanton. It could be to Soto. It can be to whoever, Judge. It's a complete different feeling on the mound when you get that 3rd run.
Teoscar Hernandez had a base hit in this game and that one very big outfield assist. Let's hear from Teo right now with Kirsten inside the clubhouse.
Teoscar, let's first just break down that throw from left field to get out Stanton at home. Can you not just break it down first, what you were seeing, reading the play, and also executing it?
You know, I've been putting a lot of pride on my defense just to help this team in that part too. And, you know, you just anticipate every play that can happen in that situation. Knowing that Giancarlo was running, I don't have to rush it. It was 2 outs, but, you know, just trying to play aggressive, get the ball and make a good throw, and just to have a chance to throw him out.
I loved your reaction first and foremost, but your teammates cheering for you and after that moment, just what did it mean to have just their support, that celebration, and kind of really be the difference in the game?
You know, this team is like that. We support each other. When somebody makes a good play or hit a homer in a big situation, or a pitcher gets a good game, we're always there supporting, just making him feel that his work, it means a lot to us, and you know, you're just trying to keep pushing for every guy.
What did you say to Walker Buehler then tonight?
Oh, he was amazing. I think he was the key for us to win this game. He shut down the lineup, and like I always say, he gave us a chance to score some runs early in the game, and we win.
Teo, your thoughts on being 27 outs away from a dream?
Oh, it's we know they're not gonna give up. It's not gonna be easy, but we just come in tomorrow with the same mentality, trying to score runs and win the game.
Teo, going back to that.
How surprised are you that you do have this lead right now? How surprised are you that you're up 3-0?
Oh, we're not surprised. We know we can do this, and we had an excellent team. We got a good group of guys that can do this, and you just came to the field and do our job.
Teo, that big defensive play seemed like your best defensive play in a Dodger uniform. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, especially because they didn't score in that situation, and we win the game.
Can you hardly wait to get to the next game?
I'm not going to think about next game. I'm just going to go enjoy with my family the rest of the night and just come to the field tomorrow and think about the game.
One of the big storylines coming into this Game 3 was about Shohei Ohtani's shoulder about 48 hours ago, partial dislocation of that left shoulder, and he's in the starting lineup tonight, Nomar. He does go 0 for 3. He's able to draw a walk. He gets hit by a pitch, but overall, what did you think of his at-bats when you had a chance to see him swing?
Well, look at him right there as he's holding his shirt, trying to just kind of support that shoulder a little bit. Tells you, we know he was going to be in pain. We know, just you put it back, everything's going to be fine, and nothing's wrong. But obviously in some pain there. But at the same time, he's still a huge presence at the plate. Draws the walk in that first inning. He ends up coming around and scoring. That is big. Other times, too, I'm telling you, the guys we know how Tommy Adams has been playing, other guys in the bottom part of the lineup, the Yankee pitcher are still thinking, we have to be careful. We have to buckle down because we don't want to turn the lineup over, despite knowing that Shohei may be dealing with that shoulder injury. They know you make a mistake, he still can hit it 500 feet. You know that regardless. So he's still a huge threat. All right, so he didn't get any hits today, but like I said, a walk, a run, got hit by a pitch. He is still going to be a major factor. I think he recognized that, and I guarantee you all his teammates want him in there because they know at any moment he can hit it a long way.
It's a repeat of what Freddie Freeman did, and all of a sudden didn't produce very much, but all of a sudden now Freddie's healed up, and we might see that with Ohtani, but the World Series might not go that far where he has time to heal up and have some off days. All of a sudden he comes back to himself. But having his presence in there, inspirational, have him at the top of the lineup, is intimidating to the opposing pitcher. And they're then trying to figure it out. Is he the same? Is he new? Is he different? How do I pitch him? And you could tell from the swings that struggled with stuff away from him and struggled with breaking balls away. Anytime he had to extend that top hand, which is the top shoulder, he was in some pain.
All right, let's head back to New York right now because Shohei Ohtani is talking with the media.
Shohei, when you first got hurt, how bad did you think it was? Did you think your season might be over? And then at what point were you confident that you could play in this game?
やった時はちょっと分かんなかった、どうなってるのかよく分かんなかったので、裏に行ってからかなという感じですね。最初はセーフかどうなのかっていうところをまず確認してベースから離れられなかったので、その後にっていう感じですかね。はい。今は痛みもだんだん引いてきてるので、はい。自分のスイングが戻ってきてるのかなと思ってます。
The second row on your left, guys. Jack, was the shoulder impacting your swing at all? Did you feel it at all when you're at the plate tonight?
どうなんですかね。テーピングしたりとかしてるので、いつもと違う感じはしましたけど、そこまで大きくは違わなかったかなとは思いますね。単純に、最後も1、2塁も最後はボールだったので、しっかりと見送れてればフォアボール取れてたんじゃないかなっていう打席だったなと思います。
And then what was the thing you were wearing when you came out on the field during pregame introductions? And then why were you holding your jersey when you were running the bases?
最初は、試合中もそうでしたけどもうずっと温め、冷やさないようにっていうのが一番大事って言われてたので試合中もずっと、温めるような機械を、つけてイニング間は基本的には過ごしてましたし、開会式の時もセレモニーの時も、同じのをつけて、温めるようにっていう、塁では、スライディングをした時に、左手がやっぱついた同じようなモーションに入った時にやっぱりまた今の状況だと外れる、場合が多いので、それを防ぐためにっていう感じですかね。
second row and your far right guys.
Was there any difficulty keeping your top hand on the bat when you were swinging?
まあ基本的には逆サイドの腕の方がおそらくきつかったのかなっていう感じはするので、まあ左肩で良かったんじゃないかなとは、不幸中の幸いだったのかなとは思いますね。
Congratulations, Shohei. How does it feel being one game away from achieving what I would assume is one of the goals you've had since you learned about Major League Baseball?
もちろん明日決めれるに越したことはないですし、そのためにみんなで、また明日あと一勝しっかりと勝てるように、明日の試合にまず集中したいなと思ってます。
We'll take a last question in English from Tim in the last row on your right.
Is there any chance you will need surgery for this when the season is over?
どうなんですか、まあ、そこまでの話は特にはしてないので、まあ、とりあえず、この、まあ、シリーズというか、今シーズンが全部終わった後にまたまあ、改めてそれなりの、まあ、検査をして、まあ、いい状態なのかどうなのかっていう、まあ、今の段階では問題ないんじゃないかなとは思ってます。
Mookie, are you surprised to be up 3-0 in this series, considering the fact that they are a really good team?
I ain't thought about it, so I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. You know, I mean, we're up 3, but you got to get to 4. It's the first one to 4, so we got to enjoy it tonight, but turn the page and be ready.
Because it seems like every aspect of this club, of your club, is operating at its highest efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing all right. We're doing all right, but tomorrow's a new day. We have to come ready to play because you know they're not going to give up.
When you see, the defensive side, you see what Teoscar did today, stopping the stand.
Yeah, that changed. I feel like that was a big turning point in the game. Stopping them from scoring. Scoring right there was huge. Got us out of the inning. And after that, I think Walker pretty much cruised.
Mookie, are Walker and Freddie on heaters right now?
I wouldn't. This is definitely not a heater for Freddie, but. I don't know. I mean, I think Walker is always going to show up when the lights turn on. I know there's a lot of questions about him, but when those lights turn on, this is the real Walker Buehler. I mean, as far as Freddie, I mean, I've seen him go 16 for 17 in this series, so he got out a couple times today, so no, he's not on a heater.
But as far as punching him first with Freddie's homer, how important was that to punch him first?
It's huge, especially here coming to Yankee Stadium. Freddie is, even on one leg, man, he's Freddie Freeman and carrying us right now, so it's just it's a beauty to have in that lineup.
Can you hardly wait and get to the next game, or do you want to just get a little rest and take it from that point?
I definitely want to get a little rest, and it's a lot, man. I know it just looks like a regular baseball game, but there's a lot of emotions, a lot of preparation. It takes it out of you, so we got to rest up and be ready to do it again.
It's almost impossible to come back from being down 0-3.
Yeah, but almost isn't impossible. You know, that impossible is not a thing. So we have to come be ready to go.
Thank you.
Are you happy with the Shohei?
Oh no, I hate it.
Have you guys felt like the best team in the game all year, or
no?
There's so many ups and downs.
There's so many ups and downs. Anybody can be the best team in the big leagues. So I think the most important thing is to be consistent. I think we do a pretty good job of being consistent. But you know, right now, like I said, we're one today, but enjoy it. We have to go be consistent tomorrow.
You're keeping the Shohei you relieved in the same lineup?
Yeah, I'm super happy he's okay. You know, the most important thing is he's okay. His presence in the lineup is so huge, and we could have, you know, he's always one swing away from completely changing the game. And so, you know, it's really good to know he's okay.
Doc, that couldn't have gone any better for you guys or for Shohei, right? I mean, what was your assessment of how he was able to weather through swinging at the plate and what you saw and all of it?
I thought he did a really nice job of competing. I don't think that, you know, it got any worse. Obviously, just him in the batter's box, starting the game off, getting on base by way of walk. And, yeah, I just really appreciate him, you know, posting tonight.
Far back on your left, Dave, AJ.
Dave, what can you say about what Walker did tonight and really what your rotation has done all series when I think some people on the outside considered it maybe a weakness coming into it?
Walker was fantastic. I think if you take out that second inning where we didn't play good defense behind him, he would have thrown up nothing but zeros in the postseason. Tonight, I just thought his stuff was as good as it's been all year. I thought the fastball had life. The cutter was good. The curveball was good. He pitched to all quadrants and kept those guys honest, kept them at bay. There was no stress. So just to get through 5 innings the way he threw the baseball, I felt that's all he had. Obviously, there was a little bit of kind of emotions, adrenaline, and I couldn't have asked for anything more from Walker tonight.
We'll go to the third row on your right, Dave, with Jared.
On that, I mean, given all the conversation about your rotation all postseason, I mean, how did you realistically expect that you'd be getting over 11 innings from your starters, you know, in games 2 and 3 of the series?
Yeah, you know what, I think that certainly there was a lot said about the rotation given the injuries that we accrued coming into the postseason. But I think that we just kind of came together collectively feeling the 13 guys on our roster as far as pitchers, we're going to do a good job of preventing runs. And so obviously it doesn't matter, you know, how you get them. And we're doing a nice job of kind of piecing it together, though.
The second row on your left, Dave. Jack.
Obviously, Walker has the October track record and looked a little bit better at the end of the regular season. But have you been surprised with just how well these last couple starts have gone for him and what he's given you guys?
Not surprised. I think that there's certain players, Kike on the position player side, Walker on the pitcher side, that just really thrive in the postseason. And I think, you know, guys like those two, you can essentially throw away the regular season and know that you're going to get the best of them in the postseason. So certainly the track record speaks for itself, and just the confidence when he's on the mound in the postseason. There haven't been many better.
And then how important was that sequence with Mookie's catch and then Teo's throw in the next at bat?
Yeah, the Teo throw was huge. It obviously killed the momentum, and then Mookie's play on the sinking liner from Jazz. It just kind of, you know, I thought Walker was starting to feel it a little bit. There was starting to be a little bit more hard contact. So to make a defensive play on a sinking liner and then that play at home plate was just huge for all of us. Yeah.
Stay in the second row.
Hey, Dave. Freddie hit a foul ball off that ankle pretty hard late in the game. Any effects of that going forward?
I don't think so. You know, it's his ankle, and that's happened many times over. But it wasn't the foot, the toe. So I think that, you know, it was higher up on the ankle. So I think that he's going to be fine.
Go to Peter, standing on your right, Dave.
Hi, Dave. You're one of the few people on earth who know what it's like to come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Don't talk about that. Wrong guy. Way too early.
What do you remember about your mindset going into that, and what maybe did you learn from that you can take into it now that you're on the other side?
From the other side, I don't want to divulge any secrets, but from the other side, I just think that we have got to stay focused, stay urgent. I think offensively, to be quite honest, we left a lot of runs out there tonight. Still found a way to win a ball game, and there's just got to be urgency. I just don't want to let these guys up for air.
Thank you.
Go to the third row on your left, Dylan.
Dave, we saw Ohtani, you know, wincing a couple times after some of those swings. Did you get a sense of like how much physical discomfort he was in tonight? I
don't know how much, but yeah, you know, balls that were away that he chased a little bit. I saw a couple winces, but I think it's sort of pointless even for me to even consider it because he's going to be in there tomorrow.
We'll stay right there, Dave, on your left.
Hey, Doc. So with Freeman, with the Mets in the Mets series, it seemed like he could barely run, and now he's legging out triples, hitting homers. What is it that he's done to get to this point, and just how surprised are you that he's performing at this level?
Not surprised he's performing at this level. He's been very good in the postseason throughout his career. I think it's just the 6 days before this series was huge, or the 5 days, I think it was, that gave him a chance to kind of get out of the woods. And so now that we're out of the woods, I think it's manageable, sustainable, and, you know, even going first to third, he did a good job going first to third. I don't think we cashed that one in, but just I think that he's in a really good spot. And obviously with the swings that he's taken, he can stay firm on his front side.
Far back on your left, Dave. Clinton.
Dave, Mookie came into this series as the only Dodger with an OPS above 1, and he's done everything you guys have asked of him this season in the catch, push, run across. Can you just tell me a little bit about how valuable he is from a consistency standpoint to have in a lineup like this?
He's one of the best players on the planet, and so I'm really excited for the postseason that he's had on both sides of the baseball. And that at-bat, really, that was one of the at-bats that set the tone. Tommy did a great job of reading the ball off the bat, going on contact, scoring right there. But that at bat to just kind of win pitches, get down with 2 strikes, and to keep fighting, to still drive in a run. And we did that all night. I thought that we took really good at bats, and Mookie kind of sets a tone with that. And we did a great job of getting into their pen early, seeing a lot of familiar arms, and taxing those guys too.
Second row on your right, Doc. Steve.
Congratulations. I'm not asking you to divulge secrets from the other side from way back when, but what do you tell your players? Do you tell your players, listen, I know teams can come back from a 3-0 deficit. Is there going to be a moment that you try to make clear to your team that it's not over?
No, I won't. I think that they're very familiar with 20 years ago and what can happen. I mean, anything's possible. Our guys are very heady, very hungry for a championship, a parade, and so nothing is going to get in the way of that. Nothing.
First row on your left, Dave.
I want to just confirm, is Shohei allowed from sliding?
I think he can. He would have to be careful, but ideally, no.
Thank you.
One last one for Dave. We'll finish up in the first row on your right.
Doc, do you think that you players are so hungry to win this World Series because what happened in 2020, where everybody talked about it was a short season, and you guys got the chance to do this against the Yankees in one more game?
I think for some of the guys that were here, Kike, Clayton, the coaches, Austin Barnes, I think Blake Trinan, just some guys that were here with us, we want that parade. We never got a chance to celebrate with the city of Los Angeles. That's something of incentive. But outside of that, you have an opportunity to be a world champion, and so we're right there. So that's more than enough incentive and motivation.
Well, if there's one thing being a member of the media here that I hate, it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard, is that question, how does it feel to be 1 win away? And both of you guys as players, you probably don't like it as much either because they don't give away trophies when you win 3 games out of a best of 7. And we heard Dave Roberts say it, Nomar, they're just focusing on staying focused, being in the moment. And we heard from Kike Hernandez earlier, Mookie Betts earlier. Both those guys still have their game face on, and they recognize job's not finished.
Yeah, you're right. And then Teoscar Hernandez was the same thing. He's like, when they were asking you surprised, he's like, no, because of all the work, but we're not done yet. Doesn't mean anything. We still have to go out there and continue coming to the ballpark, stay focused, and go play our game and try to get another victory. That's been the mentality since day one. This has been the goal, and they haven't reached their goal. They know that, and they recognize that. I love how they're thinking. I love how they're focused. I love how determined they are, and that's the reason why they're at this point. Kike Hernandez, after the first game, he was talking about how we didn't do well offensively. Yes, we won that, but could have done a lot better. Left a lot of opportunities out there to knock guys in. And you heard Dave Roberts say the exact same thing about this game. Yeah, there were more opportunity. There was a potential of that game kind of changing from a momentum side. It took some great defense in order to keep it on the Dodgers side. But there's some opportunities that we've seen that they recognize that, listen, we could be better. And they need to hear that. I mean, yeah, you're 1 game away for potentially winning the World Series, but at the same time, recognizing that we have to be better. We can't just assume anything, and I don't think they assume anything, and that's great to see. And they have to go out there, and they got to take care of business.
Yeah, when I think about surprised that you won 3 in a row, they did that over 15 times in the regular season, and they should never be surprised when they win 3 games in a row. The thing I would worry about is the context we're in right now, and the context is after the big win in Game 1, they were all kind of smiling, and they were able to let it go. After the win in Game 2, little less smiles, but they were able to smile in their post-game interviews and really enjoy it because they had an off day and a travel day to go to work out. This time, they have their game faces on for every interview, and they are keeping it on. The one thing I wish for them tonight is once they're out of the spotlight of the media and done with doing interviews, and they get in the shower and they start to relax, they get on the team bus, they get back to the hotel, they relax, Get rid of the game face then. Relax, enjoy the win, and then turn it back on tomorrow. Because if you keep that game face on for the next 24 hours, you could come into tomorrow tired. It is hard now. It is hard work not to think about a parade. It is hard work not to think we're one victory away. Please, and after this, I'm going to try and get rid of my game face right now and just relax. We're one away.
And you've been there. You know what it's like. Granted, you were pitching. You weren't a position player. So when you're in Oakland and your team just took a 3-1 series lead, you know you're getting the ball the next day. What is that mindset before it?
Well, the weight is on you because if you're coming off a good season and you're coming off some good postseason starts like I happen to be doing, the weight is on you that you better perform because everybody's expecting it. I mean, even little Johnny at 12 years old was expecting it. Like, we're okay now. Oral's pitching tomorrow. So I'm glad you knew that.
Wasn't wrong.
I didn't know that. I knew my responsibility, but I also knew within my responsibility of reading the scouting reports, being ready, going through my regimen. Part of my responsibility was, do not go into this outing tired from having your adrenaline start too early, not get enough rest, and not relax. So some of the work is keeping your brain calm.
Yeah. And from an offensive standpoint, I tell you, if you are swinging well and you're in this postseason, I tell you, it's not necessarily a game face, but there is a confidence there, and that is an incredible feeling where you're going, all right, listen, that game's over. I know we got another one, but at the same time, you're feeling pretty good. You're like, all right, we won that. That was good. I feel confident when I go in there. And the other thing, too, is you're going in there and you face this team already, and you're like, not only do I feel confident in my swing and myself and that I could help in some form or fashion. It's not always just about driving the ball out of ballpark. We talk about 90 feet doing that, but I have confidence in being able to handle the bat. The other thing is I've been able to see the opposing team's pitcher. So, when you think about from the bullpen, if we get to that bullpen, I've seen these guys most likely understand what they have. That's an additional confidence in saying, okay, if maybe I missed that pitch, that one at bat when I face him, I hope I get that again because I know I can make that adjustment and I can't wait to get out there and then and get the job done. So it's one of those, like you say, yeah, they had their focus, but man, when you are feeling pretty good, and some of these guys are, and some of them are not, but when you're feeling pretty good, you're going, I can go home, I can relax, and can't wait because I want to get up there and get in that batter's box again.
And they have a chance to finish it with a World Series championship tomorrow night.
You're coming back from this ankle injury. I know it's been a grind, but to see the swings you've been having the last few games, just what do you kind of attribute to those?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been saying the last few days, those days off were huge for me. I got my ankle in a spot where every single game afterwards, it's not as bad as it was in the NLCS and NLDS. So I guess days off when you're injured kind of do help. But the reason is because I've been able to work on my swing. And I got my ankle in a spot where I could work on my swing, and I got it into a good spot, thankfully, going into the series.
3 straight appearances, 3 straight home runs. You love the bright lights, don't you?
Right now I do, I guess. I've just been seeing the ball very well. Obviously not missing mistakes. Hopefully we just can keep it going tomorrow. We got one more.
Is this as good as your swing has felt this year?
I would say at points. I mean, there was points throughout the course of the season where I felt good, but it felt like it was a constant battle all season long with my swing. And it kind of happens like that. This game's hard. This is a round ball and a round bat and moving a lot of different ways and coming fast. So I'm thankful that it's in a good spot right now when we need it the most. But right now I'm just seeing the ball very well. I'm swinging at the strikes, taking the balls. It's what you're trying to do every game, and thankfully I've been able to do it.
The two-run shot silenced a very loud Yankee Stadium early on. How important was that for the momentum of the team?
It's just more important to get some runs for Walker so he can settle down and do what he did tonight. He was amazing. Our bullpen's been amazing, but Walker's been pitching big games for a long time, pretty much his whole career, even in college when he was with Vanderbilt. So these lights aren't too big for him, and he came out and did a great job for us.
Freddie, I don't think you'd seen Clark Schmidt before, so what were you looking for in that at-bat?
Well, thankfully he threw all 3 pitches in the first 3 pitches. So he went sweeper, slider in the first pitch, and then he went cutter up, and then he threw the knuckle curve. So I saw all 3 pitches, and I was okay with being down 2 strikes because I got to see everything he had. And I don't think he was trying to throw that cutter in that spot, but I am glad I didn't miss it. I was just trying to see his pitches, get some strikes, and do it. But we spent a lot of time pregame trying to figure out his spin rate's crazy. He throws he's got great stuff. So credit to our guys to work the counts and get them out as fast as we could.
But you fully realize the great position that you're in right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better start in these 3 games. We got 1 more to go though.
How's the ankle doing? It looks like you got another ball.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. I'm about to, after I finish this, go get some more treatment on it, but I'm okay. It's just a contusion.
What is this postseason? Just the conversation around the starting pitching was almost as if they were essentially the weaker link of this group. To see what they've done in this World Series, how do you describe it, and how have they just taken things to a whole new level?
Yeah, I mean, pitching is what's going to win in October. We had the best record in all of baseball, and you're not going to do that without pitching during the course of the regular season. So I think those comments are outside noise. I think we believe, and our guys believe in themselves in this locker room, and they've been showing it all postseason long. Got a big day tomorrow, and I think all those guys are rearing to go in the game tomorrow. So we're going to count on them and hopefully score some runs and settle them down easily.
What's it going to take for 1 more win, Freddie?
Score more runs than them. I wish baseball was more like you can get into more depth, but I mean the base running from Tommy tonight, the stolen base from Gavin, those set up those things. I mean that bloop by Mookie right there and Tommy reading that ball. Those are the things that win games in October. And we played great defense tonight. Teo, Mookie making those catches. Just an overall really good ball game tonight, guys.
Freddie, you've actually homered in 5 straight.
Yeah, I've been told many times today after this game. Let's hopefully me make it 6.
Freddie, you guys were 1 out away from being down 1-0. Now it's 3-0. What can you say, but just the way you guys have fed off?
I think we've dealt with a lot from the moment we were in Korea. This year we've battled, we've faced adversity, and we just keep coming back and punching back. And it's just the credit to our guys, our staff, everyone in this organization. We believe in ourselves, and we've been doing it so far.
Freddie, we talked a little while ago, but about no one has ever come back from being down as far as they are right now. So that gives you a great deal of confidence. But what do you do to keep your sharpness alive?
We know what's at stake tomorrow. We got a chance to be champions, and we know they got nothing to lose, and they're going to come out and do everything they can. And it's our job to go out there and hopefully put together another good ball game.
Obviously, winning in the game is most important. Just considering the magnitude of that game, 3 home runs in 3 World Series games, have you thought of what a run like this can do?
No, I really just want to hoist that trophy. I don't care how that happens. I don't care if I go for the next 70 with 70 strikeouts. As long as we win, that's all I care about.
Mookie saw a lot of pitches against Clark in his first 2 at-bats. What have you seen from Mookie and his at-bats out lately?
Mookie's Mookie Betts. I think everyone was a little worried those first couple of days, but in San Diego and in the LDS, but we all know it's Mookie Betts. He's one of the best players of all time.
Dodgers have a chance to win a World Series tomorrow night. For the 4th time this postseason, the Dodgers are going with a bullpen game. They're 2-1 so far in bullpen games here in October, including that clinch game, 6 of the NLCS against the Mets. All the bullpen, they've stepped up nearly every time when called upon. How do they get it done tomorrow night in New York?
Well, I think it's appropriate that if they can win a World Championship with a bullpen game, because that pretty much personifies their whole season. The way the starters have been hurt, but the starters in this series have done the job. The bullpen's done the job. Now, maybe the bullpen is going to be the feature of the show.
They've been doing an excellent job all season long. They know that, even in this postseason. I mean, when it came, even when their backs were against the wall, the bullpen getting the job done, and even closing out these games, they've been vital. And boy, each and every guy coming out when that door opens has been outstanding.
It'd be an incredible story if they can get it done. They saved the Dodgers season Game 4 in San Diego, the clinch game against the Mets, possibly a clinch game in the World Series. We'll see you tomorrow, pregame 4 o'clock on Sportsnet LA.
大谷翔平選手本人も語っている通り、本当に不幸中の幸いだったようですね。出塁した後、ユニフォームを左手で握りしめている姿に、そんなにやばいのか、と皆さん思ったと思いますか。スイング自体はしっかりできていたので、手をつかないための意識だけだったと聞いて一安心でした。明日で決められるに越したことはありませんが、個人的には初戦のサヨナラホームランがピークになってしまっていて、このワールドシリーズの顔ともなっている大谷選手、ジャッジ選手どもに大きい一発が明日見られれば最高だなと思います。とはいえやはり何より健康第一です。来シーズンのためにも無理せず、WBC の時に見せた片手アプローチでいいので、一本大きいの期待したいと思います。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。